I never thought a routine morning at the office would turn into a moment that changed my children's lives. I arrived at work with my usual brisk pace, coffee in hand, files stacked under my arm, when a subtle sound stopped me mid-step. It was coming from the break room. I peeked in, expecting to see someone humming or the radio playing softly, but instead, I found our janitor, Maria, sitting cross-legged on the floor, a bucket in front of her, tapping it in a rhythm that seemed impossibly complex for such a simple instrument. My curiosity held me frozen at the door. What caught me wasn't just her rhythm, it was the way she seemed alive in it, smiling at every beat, her movements flowing naturally, almost like she was conducting an invisible orchestra. I had never noticed her beyond her uniform and cheerful greetings. I wondered if anyone else saw what I saw, until I remembered my children waiting at home. My twins, Liam and Emma, had been born deaf. They communicated through sign language, but music was a world they couldn't access, a vibrant landscape locked behind a door they couldn't open. The thought made my chest ache. Seeing Maria, though, something clicked inside me. Could this be a key? I quietly stepped back to my desk, but her rhythm followed me through the halls, echoing in my mind. Clutching her stuffed rabbit. Samantha did he find somewhere warm? She died. She didn't have room in her life to say when her phone buzzed in her apron pocket. Something made her swipe. Hello, man. Confused, Samantha said warmly. Be home around 5. At 5 o'clock sharp, Samantha tried to distract herself. Basket, her pulse quickening. She hurried, dozens of them, rolling slowly down the block in Billy scrambled to the window, eyes wide. Samantha's mouth went dry. What on earth? Was shaking hands. Man, behind him, the sea of riders stood waiting, bags. Carlos nodded. Names seen. His mom cover rent. Yesterday. So we're here to return the favor. He stepped back. 50. Little girl. And as the smell of melted cheese and fresh over the air, it was something she couldn't yet understand. The smell was intoxicating. Go on. Even before it gets cold. Lily didn't need outside, talking quietly. Lily sat down and picked up a slice, her hand stung. It was just leftover pizza. Carlos replied gently. Tyler instinct, a simple act of compassion. Then, the screen door creaked, and a boy thank you. Slowly. You don't have to thank me. Don't usually ask for help. But you didn't. Not from the night before, but a genuine, warm living room filled with chatter as drivers took turns. Just random riders, they were a community. They were looking out for her and Lily too. Every driver chipped in a little. Call it a thank you fund. You need. Samantha's eyes widened as kindness goes both ways. They weren't from exhaustion or fear. Smiled faintly, brushing her daughter's hair back. Kindness. Deep down, this really the end of it? Or something that was only just beginning? One Friday, Maria suggested we perform a small piece for the office. My heart raced at the idea. My children had never shared this secret with anyone else. But the twins were eager, their faces shining with excitement. Maria coached them patiently, showing them how to synchronize their movements, how to convey emotions through rhythm, and how to connect with an audience without sound. I watched, stunned, as they practiced tirelessly. Their enthusiasm was infectious. Even the office staff gathered around to watch, drawn by the energy emanating from the room. The performance day arrived, and the twins' tiny hands moved with precision, striking buckets, tapping desks, clapping together in perfect harmony. The office erupted into applause, but the twins didn't hear it, they felt it, the vibrations traveling through the floor and the furniture, enveloping them in warmth and love. Maria smiled, her eyes gleaming, as she witnessed their triumph. I realized that the janitor had not only taught my children music but had also given them confidence, courage, and the understanding that they could connect with the world in ways we had never imagined. Encouraged by their progress, I suggested we record their music. Maria was hesitant at first, but she understood the potential. We set up a simple home studio with microphones and digital equipment, allowing Liam and Emma to experiment freely. Maria guided them, teaching them how to layer rhythms, create dynamics, and explore different textures. Each session brought laughter and creativity. Their rhythms became intricate, almost like miniature symphonies. Watching them work, I marveled at the bond they had formed with Maria. She wasn't just a teacher, she was a mentor, a friend, and a bridge into a world my children had never accessed. I realized that her kindness and creativity had opened doors I hadn't known existed. The twins' music began to develop its own personality, playful, daring, and deeply expressive. I listened, imagining what they might feel, and I felt the music in my own chest, resonating in ways that words could never describe. Months passed, and the twins' musical journey blossomed. Maria continued to guide them, encouraging exploration and improvisation. One evening, she whispered, "They don't just feel music, they make it their own." I watched Liam and Emma perform for the first time without any guidance, their movements precise, confident, and expressive. It was magical. Music had become their language, one that transcended hearing, one that connected them to the world and to themselves. Maria stood quietly at the side, smiling, proud but unassuming. I realized then that greatness often comes in quiet forms, in the janitor who believes in children, in the touch that conveys rhythm, in the patience that nurtures curiosity. My twins had found their voice, and it was music. And all of it had begun with a simple bucket and the extraordinary heart of a woman who believed they could feel what they could not hear. I hugged Maria that night, grateful beyond words. She had given my children a gift that no one else could, a language of joy, connection, and infinite possibility.